Just didn't feel like it, but I am wearing blush. Anyway, it's Halloween, so happy Halloween. As you can see, I picked out a cool thumbnail. I started putting every contributor's dollars that were donated to the studio to good work. The next few days, I'm probably gonna get, I decided not to get earphones because I've got earbuds for the Mac, and I think they might be okay. If they're not, then I'll just get them. But I got this camera and this staggeringly cool microphone, and they're both compatible to Macs. I went to Best Buy and talked to the kid behind the Mac counter, and he helped me out. So, we'll just see what happens. Okay, we'll just. But some of the money I'm going to come because, look, the goal was way too high. Okay. Thank you, Cross Element. He said this was a good camera, so we'll see. I don't know, but I do want to thank you guys. I'll probably do an appreciation video for you. I did miss the 10th anniversary of Lucasfilm being sold to Disney yesterday, but it was Sunday. Very busy. We went to Williams Sonoma. I had to get all my Thanksgiving stuff there. We went shooting, compared the 6-hour 9mm 365 to the 6-hour 365 and 380. Both shoot pretty much the same. The 9 kicks a little bit, and it's that is an issue for me because I have little hands. But they're both equally awesome. I would say the only thing that would concern me for a beginner, unless like you're a woman, you get a gun you can handle. Okay, and some women are a little bit intimidated by, it's not kickback, it's called recoil. Recoil! So, you just gotta test it out. And I'm not gonna tell you what gun to buy. I prefer the SIG, but I also, if I can get a Colt Commander, I'm definitely gonna be carrying that. They're bigger. It's a 45 ACP. So anyway, went and did that and carved pumpkins. So I'll be showing, hopefully it won't rain. Dear God, please don't let it rain. So I can show you guys what the front of the house looks like. We probably won't get any trick-or-treaters. And hubby wisely bought Baby Ruth bars, which I fucking hate. Okay, and he knows it. I won't eat them. So this morning I went and got my teeth cleaned and then stopped off at Best Buy and got those two things. So I spent about half the money, and I'm going to probably use the rest of it because there are things up in the office. We're going to buy the bookshelves ourselves. Okay, I've got a desk. We're going to buy the bookshelves ourselves. I may or may not invest in another monitor. I'm not sure, but I think I've pretty much got what I need as far as like electronics. The rest of the money I'm going to use to put like the background up. I've got a lot of artwork, Star Wars artwork, and other things that I haven't been able to get framed. So I'm probably going to frame that. So, but the office, we're going to take the weekend, Columbus Day weekend, and do the office. So tomorrow, after I'm done taking down the Halloween lights and turning the pumpkins into squirrel fodder and deer fodder and throwing them out in the down where all the animals live, down the hill on our land, I'm probably gonna start wrapping up my Star Wars figures and just getting everything organized and put in the closet and the books and everything, and getting everything cleaned up because my office is a mess. It is just a mess. Anyway, so happy Halloween. I was thinking about we could talk about scary movies. My favorite, of course, is The Exorcist, which I've seen now 3 times this year, and I love it. I saw The Exorcist 3, which I think is sad at the end, but I haven't seen Bram Stoker's Dracula in a while. I might just watch it. But they're real. I mean, hey, yo, Planet Musk. There's so many slasher horror movies that I don't like them. I just think they're stupid. Maybe I'll watch Silence of the Lambs. Anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, okay, first off, Mandalorian season 3 is going to air on February 22nd. Okay, that was announced. Okay, so Bad Batch, I don't know how many episodes are Bad Batch 12? I don't remember. That'll show the Mandalorian will pick it up, and then probably Ahsoka, and then probably Skeleton Crew, and then we'll just regurgitate more. Why don't I talk about Matt Bellany again from Puck? So last night I get this email. I sent it to Cameron. Happy Halloween! And I was actually going to dress like Kathy Kennedy today. I should have. Or Kathy Hochul, just to really freak everybody out. He put people's responses to his Kathy Kennedy stuff. Only one person responded in favor. Okay. Basically blaming, and it was a producer at Lucasfilm. A lot of those. Basically blaming Iger for all of this. And I'm like, she could have told him, no, we're not doing that. She could have said, the timelines are too short. Michael is right. We need to follow George's ideas. We need to bring him in. I don't trust myself with Star Wars, but I do trust George with it. That would not have been a hard thing to do. Iger was like, no, we have a hard, we want to recoup our investment. Kill the goose, I'll lay the golden egg. That's what they did. Anyway, that makes sense, but the idea that he put this out there is big, all right? Before I saw that email, Bespin Bulletin. Now, how many of you guys are aware of Bespin Bulletin? Put a 1 in the chat because I've got a question. Stated that they're filming The Acolyte right now. It just started filming last week. Without a director. There's no director listed. Unless Fred Flintstone herself is directing it. I don't, and she has directed other things. I don't know why, but them just saying that just goes, where's the proof? I want to see people on the set. I want to see what look, it's just like Pelosi. All right, you don't know the Bespin Bulletin. I can't remember if they're reliable or not. The reason why I asked is because I'm not sure if they are, okay? And, I saw Star Wars Direct going, yeah, they're doing exactly. Without a director, without a cinematographer, without a second unit director. I mean, it's like without, now maybe they have one and they just haven't announced it. But let me tell you, if Bellany is right, and I think he is right, look, like VR said last night on his show with Pro, Matt Bellany made a phone call to Ellen Horn about going to Warner Brothers. Said, oh, I'll just invite Alan to lunch. That's who this guy is. Okay? So I would suspect that if she was told, stop announcing, and this is the part that's going to make you guys all jump with glee. This is speculation, but it makes sense. Okay? There's too much going on right now to make me not think there isn't going to be an end game to this. Now we've got today. Now I said this is the day that she 10 years ago took over Lucasfilm. This should be the end date. What would it do to the stocks? These are things I didn't think about. Okay. What would it do to the stocks before the earnings call on election day, the 8th? Think about it. I know what it would do. Stocks would go down. All right. So I doubt we're going to hear anything today. I doubt we'll hear anything this week. But the earnings call came out. When it comes out, then start looking at the news. Okay. Because I got an email from somebody you all know who is very well connected. When I asked him about this, I just got this weird sort of vague response with an evil smile. Okay. So I would expect if that meeting happened, if what we think is going on, because they can't keep this a secret. Okay. They're doing at Lucasfilm, it sounds like, what Elon is doing at Twitter. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So I would expect, sadly for the people at Twitter, that the end is nigh for a lot of them. I don't know if we're going to get an announcement of Kathy Kennedy's retirement, but I'll tell you, this is where the shut the fuck up about announcing movies comes in. If I didn't think about it either, Jacob. Hey, Ghost Rider, how you doing? Yep, it is the final read. There are many reasons not to say anything. First off, none of these projects ever happen, which is the obvious one. But what's another one? Maybe the person coming in doesn't want to have to be saddled with projects that he's not going to okay or greenlight, or projects that aren't in his, basically in what he wants to do with Star Wars. Think about it. A lot of the reasons why no one wanted to be president of Lucasfilm is because of this shit like this. And the fact that that is a cesspool. Now, if the layoffs are happening, a lot of the people that cause so many problems are not going to be there. Okay, the culture of the studio will change drastically. Okay, so that's what I think is happening. Is I think the reason why they told her to shut the fuck up is because whoever's coming in does not want to deal with any leftover projects from her era. Okay, they want a clean slate. And when they come in, I think we're going to hear reset, the word reset for Star Wars. All right, and I think I know who it is. I still think Jon Favreau is the one. It's like no one wants somebody like that to run a studio, but he can run a studio. Okay, you got Filoni doing the creative, and Jon Favreau's an accomplished producer, director. He has his own company, and he's got a really good resume. You got Mohsen Gupta doing like the financial and that kind of stuff. Why not? That doesn't necessarily mean he wouldn't be able to do his cooking shows on Netflix. Maybe just change it to start a new one on Disney Plus. You know, they want more adult content. That's what Bob Chapek said. Cool. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about that. And yeah, I mean that was. Oh, I did. Yeah, I did tell you guys about the Acolyte. I don't. I mean, I had a long conversation with Mike this morning, and I haven't talked to Cameron yet. I think he's traveling right now, or something. Uh, I don't see this show happening. I really. I mean, rolling cameras. What does that mean? Okay, and now they're not using Deadline Hollywood. They're not. It's not coming out with Headlands, little Nancy boys at Deadline. It's coming out with Bespin Bulletin. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't really think that Bob Chapek wants this show to happen. All right, I don't. I don't see it happening. Okay, I could be wrong. But the fact of the matter is, saying they're doing it from the point of view of a fan website really is kind of last resort, in my opinion. I don't know. So anyway, what else? Yeah, and it's the 10th anniversary of Kathy Kennedy's ascension to the presidency of Lucasfilm, and it's sad. I think. Hey, Polly, what's up? Oh, I was just let's see, saying Happy Halloween, showing off what the contributors to the fundraiser helped me get a really good microphone, and I guess this is a really good webcam. So I'm about a quarter of a way to putting my studio together. We're going to use Columbus Day weekend to just set up my office, because I did have it set up and then it got really just trashed. So, what are you barking at? The kids must be coming home from school or something. Kojak! Stop it! Somebody rings the doorbell. I'm gonna have to cut this short. I feel like, when you have a shepherd, you never know what's gonna happen. Come here, weirdo. Come here. What? Come up here. Come here. Come here. Kojak. Come here. He's right here right now. He's guarding Mom. Ooh, little flash. No. He's guarding Mom. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So I got this webcam and that microphone, and I'm going to use what the rest of the money, I think, just to get the artwork I'm going to have in the background, if I can set it up that way. I've got a really neat print called Journey of the Falcon, and it's a Millennium Falcon, but different scenes from the different parts of the original trilogy. Luke and Obi-Wan with Chewie walking up to the Falcon. Then in the middle, Leia looking up at Han as he's working on it on Hoth. And then Han standing near the Falcon and talking to Lando from Return of the Jedi. So we've got that, and then we've got Debbie Young gave me the print of Luke with Grogu. I'm going to get that framed. I've got one of Han Solo I need to frame. And I think a couple other things. Other than that, it's, there you go. But I'm going to use it for that. But the rest, the bookshelves we're going to get are very expensive. And there's no way I'm pushing for any more funds for that. We can do that, but you guys did help, so I can have people like Polly on my show, people like Kamran, people like Tom and Mazarus, and others show up and say howdy doody, and we can have a good time. And I have a feeling maybe by Columbus Day weekend, we could have a really good time. Okay. I know it sounds like I'm pushing the goalpost back on this Kennedy thing, but I forgot about the earnings call. Okay. Today's her 10th anniversary. We don't know how long her contract was for. Disney, now I'm going to tell you this, Disney not admitting they were going to have it re-sign her. Usually it's a celebratory thing, press releases go out and interviews and all the rest of that shit. They didn't do that this time. She's been told to shut the hell up about projects. Okay. This is big news. All right. All of this is starting to look, even some people who are black pilled are saying it sounds like there's something happening now. I think there's something happening in 2018. I think all this is the final of her career that started in 2018. All right. But when I look back on it, as much as I wanted her gone and replaced and Hidalgo fired and all the rest of the stuff, they weren't going to do it until they found someone that could actually take over and fix the problem. And I think that they found him. And I think he's been there a while, all right? You don't see Kathy Kennedy talking about anything. You do see Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni talking about a lot of stuff, okay? We two kings of Star Wars are, okay? And it's really, like last night somebody was, where was it? Complaining about, Dave Filoni saying he gets to play in the toy box. And then the person was going, well, you're not doing it right. And it's like, hey, GM, it's like, is that you saying that or is that your headcanon? Okay. Now I'm going to tell you guys something. I want to bring this up. How many of you read the book Ahsoka by G.K. Johnston? All right. One of the parts of the book in that the last episode in Tales of the Jedi, that part was there was a girl at that like farm, whatever, a little girl who was a lesbian who had a crush on Ahsoka. And in the novel. And Filoni didn't have it in there. Twitter lost its mind. The activists were freaking out, and it was like, you got to be kidding me. That's an indication that woke stuff is going to start to drift away. Now, that being said, we're still stuck with Andor's lesbos, okay? I still have hope they both croak, okay? And the reason why is because I want you to read that. Just a minute, I have to yell at somebody. I sent you a link from the Metropolitan Museum with the presidents of the United States. Benjamin Franklin is not on that list. That is historical fact. You're either retarded or insane, and you need to shut up. I would give you an F for history. Oh my God, up. I have to block this person. Mute. I'll mute him. I don't. Do you believe that? Do you fucking believe that? Benjamin Franklin was president because he's on the $100 bill. Alexander Hamilton is on the 20, right? Who's on the 20? I mean, let's see. Harry Truman's on the dime. He was president. Or no, that's Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It's like, this is ignorance. I mean, I was like, I'm a historian. When people say something that's stupid, I want to like force choke them to death so they never have to bother anybody else again. I literally am like, I can't. They've got to be like, there's something's got to be wrong up there. All I have to do is, I mean, she's been, this dumb fuck has been proven wrong, and they're persisting. They're Democrats, I think. So anyway, I mean, I'm like, anyway, so back to Star Wars. So back to G.K. Johnston. So she had that character in there. Filoni took it out. And the left had the Wokistanians had a meltdown. I got into it with a couple of people because I hadn't read the book. I didn't know. But I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And then when they told me, I'm like, it's not canon. The books aren't canon. Filoni is doing just what George would do. What you see on the screen, unless it's sequel trilogies or Solo, is canon. All right, and Resistance, because that's all canon. Okay. And it's very interesting to me how, all right, let's talk about the EU for a second. They dumped the EU because it was convoluted and too many timelines. Wanted to do one unified timeline. I find it very difficult to look at these new novels and think there's any of them make any sense. They're just as convoluted, if not worse. Okay. Dave Filoni basically is the man who runs animation, and he's starting to get his feet firmly entrenched in live action. He also knows more about Star Wars than anybody. All right. He didn't like the character, didn't want her in there. She's gone. Okay. G.K. Johnston and the rest of these flaming lefty lesbos freaking out. Good. Okay. They've done this to themselves. Right. They did this to themselves. All we have to do is sit back and watch and go, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go because I did want to do a live stream. Don't want to go too long, and it's almost time to light the pumpkins. Not yet though; it's not dark enough. Won't be dark enough till like 5:30. Anyway, I'll see you guys around the galaxy, and if it doesn't rain, I'll get good pictures of the yard and everything. So behave, be safe, be well. Any news, I'll be back.